So now we're going to move on to hear from Ido Savir. So Ido is CEO and co-founder of SuperMeat. SuperMeat is an Israeli-based cultivated chicken company.
Thank you, Laura. It's a pleasure and honor to be here, especially following these incredible companies and speakers. It's really, for me, as someone who's been in this industry for quite some time, such a pleasure to have such people to work with, alongside with. Yeah, so I think that's a privilege that we have in this industry. Let me share my screen. Okay, so I'm from SuperMeat. What we're doing, we're based in Israel, like Laura mentioned, and we're focused on poultry products. And the reason that poultry is interesting is that it's the highest growing meat category. It's expected to be the largest meat sector in the next couple of decades. And on the other end, it's a high risk type of meat category, both in terms of different types of health hazards like pandemics and like the avian flu and so on, as well as the fact that it's a very small animal. That means that a lot of the antibiotics, 3 times more than cattle, for example, are given to chickens. So that makes it a very high risk type of chicken today. Almost 100% of all chickens that we consume have contaminants like Salmonella, E. coli, and so on. So I will try and focus more on the technological side to talk about what are the main challenges that all the companies are facing right now, and especially as you go forward to commercializing and scaling up the processes. So there's the first area, the first type of challenges is in the field of cost and scale. So in order for this to make sense, we need to reach, I believe, somewhere around cost parity. But that's not enough. We need to reach the scale and the capacity that is needed for this industry, as this as a commodity product that is so demanded around the world. On the other end, we have the experience. So flavor is king, and we need to be able to supply the consumer with this incredible meaty experience that they so desire, in order for them to actually want to replace that and choose that instead of conventionally produced meat. So the way we address that, so we've developed this unique platform that I will provide more details on in a few seconds. And we've developed a unique type of production process that allows us to basically address some of the main challenges of this industry. And then finally, the type of production process and the type of raw material that we're producing provides this meat experience because of all these elements that come together. So talking about the platform, so what do we have here, basically? Like Lou mentioned before, what we're trying to do here is not actually offer another alternative product, but rather an alternative production process. And that's why it's so important to look at what and how your platform is built. Our platform is built on stem cells, and the fact that it's stem cells provides us with this incredible plasticity, meaning that we're able to basically mature the cells into any type of meat that we'd like to produce. So you don't need different types of platforms to produce different types of meats. You have just one platform, one type of platform that allows you to produce any type of meat. And that makes the scale up, the commercialization, and many other operational aspects much simpler. Additionally, it's non-GMO stem cells. The type of stem cells that we are using are naturally immortal. And so we do not need to employ any type of GE or GM methods, making it a much easier product to regulate. Now, in terms of the manufacturing process, so first of all, yes, it's unique stem cells that we've been around for quite a few years, And we were able to achieve a production process which is extremely efficient. It's a doubling time of between 8 to 12 hours, which is one of the highest, if not the highest, in this in the pharmaceutical industry even. And we were successful in adapting this in scale. We have an operational pilot facility which is active for over a year now, and we're now expanding it to 1,000 liter scale. But what's interesting in the type of process that we've developed is that we are basically bypassing one of the main challenges as we see it in this industry, which is using the different type of scaffolding, whether it's on carriers or anything else. So we have the entire process performed in full suspension, which is similar to how yeast is grown, algae, and other type of food-related products, making this process very simple, very straightforward, and very relatively straightforward to scale up to very large scales, which we believe is extremely important in order to reach the type of pricing and capacity that we will require. And the way we do that is basically we created a process where the cells themselves excrete their own type of scaffolding, creating this sort of small tissues in full suspension, allowing us to get a lot of these functional and nutritional values that we aim to achieve with meat products without actually incorporating a scaffolding or a sort of a foreign material into that product, meaning that the end raw material is 100% meat without any type of plant-based or anything else incorporated. One thing that I didn't mention, that all the images that you're seeing are we're taking in our facility of our equipment and setup, as well as products. So after we were able to achieve this very scalable process, it was obviously important for us to check that it has the experience, the meat experience that we want to achieve, and the nutritional values. So we've done multiple tastings by chefs, but we've also taken it to analytics to check the volatiles and some of the aspects that affect the end experience, like the fatty acid profile and amino acid profile. And we are seeing a very high similarity between the two. This is, for example, just a piece of chicken. This is 100% of our raw material with no scaffolding or anything or any plant-based incorporated. These are the nutritional values compared with conventionally produced chicken. So you see very high similarity, and the very high similarity, even higher than the regular PDCAS, which make it very well available in terms of digestion and so on, which we believe is very important as well. This is also a comparison of the amino acid profile, which is also highly similar. I can tell you that when we sent some of these samples to the lab, there was some of the responses that came back were, why are you sending us the same samples? We thought you were getting us some different type of material as well. So that's funny, but it's something that is incredible to realize as you progress in this space, how much this raw material has potential on so many aspects. The last thing that I wanted to talk about, and then leave as much time for questions as possible, is the platform that we introduced recently, which is called the Chicken, which is a production to table platform where you basically have both the manufacturing and the dining venue under the same roof, which allows for us, we believe that as the first step into market, you want to be able to share and have full transparency with the consumer and help educate the consumer. And I believe that for them, for the first time in terms of the meat industry, to actually see how their meat is produced and doing that while they're actually experiencing it, I think it's a very important part of the experience. And we're really happy about the platform that we were able to introduce. The feedback has been incredible. And we see that as also a part of the model to sort of roll out into the market, having these similar type of settings around the world, where they will be locally and sustainably producing the raw material for the consumers to experience, to receive feedback as the products evolve, and they would be able to basically provide the local community around them with this raw material to deliver to other type of food service ventures as well. So yeah, these are some images from the chicken, and I'll be happy to take any questions that you have. Uh, Thank you.
Great, thanks very much, Ido. That was a fascinating presentation, and can't wait to try your chicken at the chicken someday, hopefully when we can all travel again.
Yeah, I can tell you that Israel, being fully vaccinated, almost country, the restaurants are going to be opened this Sunday. So we are
Fantastic.
very excited to actually have that actually opened officially everywhere to people to experience.
Yeah, great. Okay, so let's dive into some questions. There's the first one from Doug. Where's that gone? So you touched upon how you don't use genetic modification in your process, yet you are able to have your cells excrete scaffolding. Can you just expand on this?
Yeah, of course. So what one of the I think we're all walking in uncharted territory here, and what we're learning is, and I haven't discussed that a lot or any about the effect of the cell feed. So actually you can affect a lot of how the cells grow and mature by just changing and customizing the cell feed, whether it's on the flavor profile, nutritional values, and so on. One other aspect is also the formation. So we tailored both the growth process as well as the actual cell feed to make the cells excrete and form these structures, which is very similar to what they do inside the body. But we were able to sort of recreate that in our processes as well, without doing any type of GM or G.
Mm-hmm. Understood. And this is from Douglas. Will your chicken be safe to eat raw compared to, let's see, conventional chicken? We're always concerned about the risks of eating raw chicken.
Well, I think in the terms that it will not have any contaminants, we're not using antibiotics in the growth process. So I believe that it will. Um, I don't see any issue why not, especially compared with conventionally produced chicken. I know that in Japan they consume some chickens raw as well, and actually that's one of the things that we're looking to try as well. Yeah, I believe that it will have that ability.
Yeah. And can you touch upon the cost of your chicken at the moment?
Sure. So obviously the cost is a part of this, and one of the reasons that we pursue this very straightforward type of process where you're scaling in this full suspension method is in order to basically utilize existing infrastructure and be able to actually use all these incredible industrial processes that are out there to scale up. Um, right now, we are at about, as I said, at about 1,000 liter scale. And as we're able to scale further, we are able to lower that. Our aim is currently our burgers. We serve a burger at the restaurant. The cost of that burger is around $30, $35, and it's about 100 grams, where half of that is cultured. And our aim is to lower that to one digit in 2022 once we launch our larger manufacturing facility.
Yeah, fantastic. And let's just do one more question. So this one's from Suzanne. Can you explain how you generate the stem cells? So do you have to return to the chicken to get fresh samples of cells or not?
No, actually not. That's one of the advantages of this type of platform that is based on stem cells is that they're inherently immortal. And so you do not need to replenish the bank of cells that you have. We're actually using this same platform for several years already. And we know we have proof of this growing very well in these scalable platforms for many months. And the source of the cells are eggs. So So that's also, there's an advantage in that. It makes it easier to source them. But as I said, you do not need to do that once you've established your cell lines.
Perfect. Thanks so much, Ido.